Apple wants you to buy its new iPhone battery charger. Dropbox kills Mailbox. Donald Trump might go live on Mars. And we're live from TechCrunch Disrupt in London. It's Tuesday, December 8th, and this is Crunch Report. If you're a maker of external iPhone batteries, well, get ready to crap your pants possibly, because Apple just announced its own external battery case, the first one, appropriately called the iPhone 6s Smart Battery Case, which also works with the 6 and will extend power on the newest iPhone to between 18 and 25 hours. Pretty nice. It's $99, comes in black and white, and uses a lightning male port at the bottom to plug in your iPhone, and then you can charge the case with a regular lightning cable, which is nice. It's a little weird that Apple didn't also make the Plus version for us big iPhone lovers, but honestly, the battery's pretty good already on that thing. The case is a little bulkier than, say, a comparable Mophie case, but here's a cool thing that only Apple's case will do when it's plugged in. It gives you separate battery indicators on the lock screen and in the notifications widget. Speaking of iPhones, though, I need a new email app. I'm so bummed. Dropbox is killing off Mailbox, which is the best email app ever made. Mailbox was hugely hyped. You remember this when it first launched in 2013? It had a waitlist model and made people go crazy. They had to have it. But then it also invented that gesture-based interface for reading email that so many email apps have since copied. Gmail is one of them. We're not too surprised, though, since Mailbox hadn't been updated since July, if you're watching developer notes. And according to App Annie, ranks 233 in the productivity category in the US, which is pretty far down there. I mean, it was number one at one point. With 400 million users and a $10 billion valuation, Dropbox is obviously feeling some pressure to streamline its business because it's also killing off Carousel. That's the photo app that it launched last year. Dropbox started as a service for accessing files in the cloud, but for years now has been looking for traction on other services to grow usage and getting more paid users on its platform. The company had gradually started to focus more on sectors that are more likely to pay, like the enterprise companies, and in November disclosed that it had 150,000 paying business users. Let's chalk up another win for old Uber. This time it's in Jakarta, which is the capital city of Indonesia, where Uber now has approval to operate as a fully legal entity, which is a very big deal because Indonesia's got 250 million people and is world's fourth most populous country, and Jakarta alone has 10 million people, so that's a lot of potential Uber riders. Here's how the story goes. Back in August of last year, Jakarta's deputy governor ordered a ban on Uber and claimed it didn't have the right permits and hadn't paid the appropriate taxes. Now, this past summer, police detained 5 UberX drivers in Jakarta over permit issues, and then Uber accused local police of discrimination, so there's been a bit of a thing. Uber's had challenges all over Asia, actually, in China and Korea and India and Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam as well. So today's news is obviously good for the company in the region. There's also progress in the Philippines, where the government is working on a framework for ride-sharing service regulation. And now back to the app graveyard. It's a sad day for apps today because Facebook just nixed its Creative Labs. That was the company's R&D arm that launched about 2 years ago in an effort to experiment with new apps and new services beyond the Facebook behemoth. The photo sharing app Slingshot, anonymous chat app Rooms, and collaborative video app Riff are all getting put to sleep as well after failing to attract much interest from users after they initially launched. Facebook's Flipboard competitor Paper and its photo sharing app Moments seem to be sticking around at least for now, and the Instagram spin-offs Layout and Hyperlapse remain. Facebook says that even though Creative Labs is going away, the company will keep on innovating. I'm sure you will. You know what Disrupt London needs? Donald Trump. I know, I'm horrible, but this is relevant. Mr. Trump went on the offensive with Jeff Bezos over Twitter, tweeting, "The Washington Post, which loses a fortune, is owned by Jeff Bezos for purposes of keeping taxes down at his no-profit company. If Amazon ever had to pay fair taxes, its stock would crash and it would crumble like a paper bag. The Washington Post scam is saving it." I don't do a very good Donald Trump because I don't like to listen to him. Well, Bezos saw those tweets and decided to reply, "Finally trashed by real Donald Trump. We'll still reserve him a seat on the Blue Origin rocket. Send Donald to space." Good one, Jeff Bezos. Does Donald Trump have to come back? And that will do it for this edition of Crunch Report. We've been to Disrupt London for the last 2 days. It's been a lot of fun. Crunch Report's actually going to be in London tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday as well, so you've got lots more to come. For now, thanks for watching. I'm Sarah Lane. Crunch Report airs every weekday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here at TechCrunch.com. See you tomorrow.